Being too comfortable for too long can wreck your life. It's a slow process, like water wearing down rock, but it happens. You stop growing, you stop evolving, and before you know it, you're stuck. Not just in your routine, but in a version of yourself that's never going to reach its full potential. Today, let's roll into why that happens, and more importantly, what you can do to break out of it. The comfort zone, the silent killer of growth. You know what the comfort zone is, right? It's that space where you feel safe, no risks, no challenges, everything's familiar. But here's the problem. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. It's like living in a room where the temperature is always just right. Sure, it feels great at first, but after a while it gets boring. Worse, when you stay too long, that room starts to shrink and suddenly you're suffocating. Look around. How many people do you know who are just getting by? Same job, same routine, same weekend plans. Scroll on social media, binge watch Netflix, repeat. It's all about the path of least resistance, right? And it feels fine until it doesn't. You start losing your edge. You avoid new things because, well, why bother? It's easier to stick with what you know, but when you do that, your world starts to get smaller. The things that used to be easy start feeling hard. Ever skip a workout for too long and then try to get back into it? Suddenly it feels 10 times harder than it used to. The growth zone, where the real action happens. If you want to see any real change in your life, you have to leave the comfort zone. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but that's where all the good stuff happens, in the growth zone. It's like the gym for your mind and your soul. Think about it. When you push yourself physically, that's when you get stronger. When you take risks, that's when you learn something new. And it's not just about success, it's about progress. Sometimes progress looks like failure at first. You might feel like an idiot when you try something new. Trust me, I've been there. Whether it's learning a new skill, starting a side hustle, or even just having a tough conversation, it feels awkward and uncomfortable. But that's the whole point. You're stretching yourself, expanding your capabilities. The beauty of the growth zone is that everybody can tap into it. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. You don't have to take some massive leap. Just push a little bit beyond what feels comfortable today, and over time, that uncomfortable zone becomes your new comfort zone. You're leveling up without even realizing it. The danger zone, avoid overdoing it. Now, there's something we need to be careful about here, the danger zone. That's what happens when you push too far, too fast. Maybe you've seen this in January when people decide to overhaul their entire lives. Hit the gym 5 times a week, quit all junk food, cut caffeine. Then by February, they're burnt out and right back where they started. Sound familiar? The danger zone is all about unrealistic expectations. You've got motivation in the moment, but if you go too hard, you'll crash. It's not sustainable. And when that happens, not only do you fail to stick with it, but you convince yourself that change is impossible. That's the worst part. You end up more stuck than before. So how do you avoid this? Simple. Take it slow. You don't have to change your life in one massive overhaul. Small, consistent steps are the key. When you make gradual progress, you build confidence. It's like compound interest for your growth. It keeps building over time. How to break free from the comfort trap. So let's talk about how you can start breaking out of that comfort trap today. It's not rocket science, but it does take a bit of planning. Here are 3 ways you can start pushing yourself. Starting right now. Consistency over intensity. This is the secret weapon of personal growth. Whatever it is you're trying to improve, fitness, a skill, your social life, just start showing up more consistently. You don't have to go beast mode on day 1, just be there. If you're running 3 days a week, try bumping it to 4. If you're learning something new, spend 10 more minutes a day on it. The key is regularity, intensity in bursts. Now, sometimes you've got to crank up the heat. Push yourself harder than usual, but in short bursts. Think about doing sprints instead of long distance running. Or maybe you put yourself in a situation that makes you nervous, like striking up a conversation with someone new or taking on a challenging project at work. It's uncomfortable, but that's where growth happens. Duration over time. Ever heard of the 1% rule? It's all about small incremental gains. Spend just a little more time on the things that matter. If you usually work out for 30 minutes, go for 40. If you read for 10 minutes a day, stretch it to 15. Over time, those extra minutes compound, and you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Discomfort now, benefits later. Let me be real with you. Discomfort isn't something we're naturally drawn to, but the discomfort you choose today is what gives you freedom tomorrow. It's like investing in yourself. You feel the pinch now, but later you reap the rewards. Take saving money, for example. It's hard to put aside cash when you could be spending it on something fun, but in the long run, that savings gives you options, freedom, power. The same thing happens with your personal growth. Think about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or even your favorite athletes. None of these people got to where they are by staying comfortable. They leaned into the struggle, knowing the payoff would come later. You don't have to be aiming for world domination, but you can start thinking long term about what you want out of life. And that means getting comfortable with discomfort, balancing growth and rest. One last thing, just because you're stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to live there 24/7. We're human, not machines. You need balance. Growth happens in cycles. Push yourself, then pull back a little, let your body and mind recover, and then go again. It's like training for a marathon. You don't run 20 miles every day, right? You train, you rest, and then you come back stronger. So where are you too comfortable? Be honest. Whether it's your career, relationships, fitness, there's somewhere you're coasting. Now think about one thing you can do today to push just a little outside that zone. Do an extra set at the gym, learn something new, or have that tough conversation you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, challenge yourself. Growth starts on the other side of comfort. If this spoke to you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And remember, every day you choose discomfort is a day you choose growth.